I'm like, no, the bear, the college dropout, to have a mascot with his head down so much says, look, yo, look, I'm tired of it. A lot of people that go to school, they have to go to work, they got kids. There's so many people that don't finish school, or they finish school, they can't find a job. All I'm saying is, use school, don't let school use you. It just seems like the thing to do. Today I had the accident, I was working on like 3 different projects, and I was just moving really fast and just, let me knock this out, let me just do this, let me do this. And I wasn't taking the same time and care that I did before. All the joints were kind of mediocre and nobody used them. And if I would have died that night, that would have been the end of my legacy. So from that point, I make music like if it's the last song I'm gonna ever do. When I go to the studio, I'm actually scared that the song that I'm working on won't be as good as the music I made in the past. So I think that's part of the reason why when critics come down and want to say anything, I say, no, you don't know how much I put into this. For someone to comment and say he shouldn't feel proud about his music, you know, who are you? You didn't know me back when I was on Rainbow Beach.
You know, it's hard when you're trying to do something different in the game. A lot of times people don't accept it, but I'd rather have a slow grind where you build a really strong fan base than just to bust out and have a hit single and then people don't remember you tomorrow, so.
That was called self-portrait. You have to explain that to me.
I wanted y'all to see this because I wanted to show like this one picture that show how I see music in my mind. You know how people, they say that they can see beats or they can say they see music in their head? This was the exact example. I mean, these are not the exact colors I see in my head, but this is kind of like a 4-bar drum beat, and this is like a. See it? The fact that I can see music, I think is my advantage. I think that's the gift right there. And whenever he start talking all that, I tell him like this: look, dog, go ahead and make something out of nothing. I did it. Like how Andre 3000 said, you know, if you don't move your feet, then we don't eat, so we like neck to neck. Like, this is a regular job, you know. If things don't go right, I could be broke. You know what? It don't last forever. When I'm signing autographs, I'm knowing that any day, these autographs are gonna go from 20 to 10 to 5 to man. I thought you was dead.
My greatness doesn't just come from the success of a record. It comes from just how I feel inside. I felt like I was the greatest in 8th grade, and I was far from having a record out. We were taught to believe in ourselves, to believe that we could do anything. And you just wake up in the morning and just feel good about life. But I always tried to push the limits, and you have a song like Diamonds, and it might not do as well as a previous song. But as long as you're pushing the limits, sometimes you'll be 2 years ahead of your time. I'm stuck being real. I think I serve a lot of purposes. To push forward change, to make people think outside the box.
Don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be too proud to be wrong, because you know you can't learn anything from a compliment. Right. Sometimes it's better to be wrong early, you know, so you can learn from it and say, man, you know what? Let me see how I can change that the next time.
I love to perform for those people, DJs, music producers, radio people, label heads, whoever, all these people who think they've seen everything before, like, but have you seen this? Can you get with this? You know, and that's the toughest crowd. I love the challenge, you know, and just speaking to them and telling them, like, this is about the soul, and this is the reason why we got into the music in the first place, because we loved it, and I love it like this, and I want you to love it like this. So it was exciting. I love the challenge. I love people throwing out ideas. I hate when people tell me their ideas afterwards. Oh, I always thought that was bad. Why did you tell me before the fact? You know, so if anybody tells me something before the fact, constructive criticism, it's constructive if it's beforehand, it's negative if it's afterhand. I never liked that. Like, okay, things I could have found out yesterday, you know. So whenever somebody throws out an idea, I'm like open to it.
I almost died. I'm not scared of death, but I will be remembered, and what I say while I'm here will help people forever.
If you see somebody that's really hot and really talented, you take that energy. See, you use them. And I love you saying that, because the word use has such a negative connotation, but not really, it's misusing, because it's a give and take. You know, I can just appreciate anybody that has attention to detail and is on top of their, you know, anything that you do, just be the best. I'm thinking about the history of music. I'm thinking about where's my place in history. And I want it to mean something to somebody. I want people to say, just like Kanye, 20 years from now. Because when you say Stevie, it means something.
What I'm doing right now, the music I'm dropping, I want it. I want the #1 spot. I will have it. You know, this is what I'm going for, and I want to beat the press. I want to beat, you know, anybody that ever like tried to make me out to be just so crazy and so this and so that. Thank you. You're just adding to the excitement. You're giving me stuff to write about. I want the #1 spot. I'm going for it. I'm about to take it. This is what I'm here to do. This is, I mean, what else do you want me to do? That's why I go to the studio, so I can murder shit. This is, you know, this is my job. This is my life. This is my passion.
And on this one, it's like he's graduating, and he's blasting off like on the song Barry Bonds, and we say, "We out of here, baby." It's like you're graduating and you're just moving to you know, another level. But I don't want to over-explain it, because I like when people get their own meanings, because there's certain things that God sends through me that to connect with people in ways that if I explained it, then I take away that meaning that they felt from it.
Has it always been your objectives to change the state of the game?
Yeah, just to do something that was interesting for me. I just get bored of hearing the same things, and I don't like to be a follower and stuff. So. And when you say, was it easier, that's interesting. Nobody looked at it from that perspective, but that's how I always felt. I always felt like I was a coach, always screaming at boxers like, go left, champ, go left, just do that. Hit him with this one, hit him with that one. And people wouldn't listen to me because I would be in the studios like, add strings, talk about shit people really go through. Try that, you know.
Did you seriously say that to people you're producing?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You try to tell them to change their lyrics?
Yeah, all the time. Like, why don't you talk about this? And the stuff would just seem so like, you know, mundane. Like, why don't you talk about working at a job you really don't like? So imagine being in a studio with a gangster rapper and be like, why don't you talk about working at a job you don't like? Fuck that. I want to talk about guns. You know? I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll try it when I come out. It's the boundaries that I'm trying to break with music, with stadium performances, with, you know, interviews, with performances, with the way I dress, with everything, with videos, to just break down, to just constantly keep on breaking down. You know, it's all the different layers. It's still a bunch of layers. And that's when I keep on saying, like, I think I'm that guy that can do it. I used to always say, like, I'm as close as Dead Prez will ever get to MTV. I felt one of the reasons why I had to say the reason I brought Stronger Out as a single over, say, like, The Glory or Champion, right? Those are too easy. And then I start drifting off into the, oh, this is what we get from Kanye. This is what we expect and shit. It's almost like if your girl just kept her hair the same way every day and shit. You might just look at another girl that's not even as bad as your girl just because I'm sick of that shit, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, if you bring out Strong, you bring out these other records, maybe it's more of an uphill battle. It's not an instant win, you know, but it's like a new artist, and you become like this new artist again. It's more excitement. It's like, oh, we can't wait for this album and stuff. So,
what would you look for in an artist?
Well, I think it's good to have that look, but if you, whatever look it is, you have to play off of what your look is to the fullest. So if you look like a nerd, you have to be like, okay, I'm a nerd, and I'm the most powerful nerd ever, and stuff like that. I'm super nerd. If you're a gangster, you go, I'm super gangster. If you're bigger, you say black and ugly as ever, or however, you know.
You can't please everybody, but if anybody has a chance, it's me.